What is going on, guys? It's Lay the House, or I'm here. I'm sharing my NBA picks and plays for this Monday, March 24th slate. My record since February 1st, since I've been tracking the plays, is 153 wins, 105 losses, and 13 pushes. Now, that's my free plays and my premium plays. If you're interested in signing up for my premium, that link is in the description below. Otherwise, you could join the free Discord server regardless. That link is also in the description below. I post about 1/3 of my plays for free every day, and then 2/3 are behind the paywall on the premium section with some written analysis as well that you'll see when you're in the Discord server. So hopefully I can see you guys there. Now let's get into it for the slate today. We have a nice 8-game slate like I mentioned before. We're going to head over to RotoWire and take a look at the team-by-team breakdown. So Minnesota against the Pacers, Edwards is questionable. That's just a situation that I'm going to wait and see. If Edwards is out, that's obviously going to boost some of these other guys like McDaniels and Randall, and even probably Conley too. For the Pacers, Mathurin is questionable. If he's out, that does boost some guys on the Pacers. For the Lakers, looks like LeBron is going to be back today, which definitely throws a little bit of a curveball into their rotation based on what it's been. But it should be easy to read. Luka has been playing very well since LeBron has been out. And then for the Magic, no major injury situations to monitor. The Cole Anthony thing doesn't really impact the rotation too much, but it does a decent amount. For the Raptors, this situation has been really confusing all morning. They were all questionable. You had Podol quickly, who were projected to be questionable, and Grady Dick also questionable. It looks like Grady Dick's going to be out, but we'll have Podol and Quickly playing along with Barrett and Barnes. So it looks like the entire starting lineup is going to be playing for the Raptors today. Not sure on limited minutes or anything like that, so maybe we'll wait and see on them. But for the Wizards, same rotation that they've had lately with Koulibaly, Bey, and Brogdon out, so nothing different there. For Dallas, Anthony Davis might be back tonight, so we have to wait and see if he's actually going to play before we make any plays on that one. And then for the Nets, you have D'Lo out, and then obviously Cam Thomas is out for the season, so that boosts some guys like Cam Johnson and maybe even like Keon Johnson tonight. For the Sixers, looks like everyone's questionable. Again, just not a situation I want to deal with right now. The Pelicans, Zion's questionable. McCollum is going to play. Kind of tough to read at the moment, but we'll wait and see if we can get any good plays out of that one. Next, we're going to head over to two of my favorite games. We have the Bulls and the Nuggets. For the Bulls, Lonzo Ball and Trey Jones are out. And obviously, Ayo Dosunmu is out for the season too. So that boosts a lot of these guys. And I do have a couple plays from this game. For the Nuggets, no Jokic, so that boosts the entire rotation for the Nuggets. Everybody gets a bump here. Next game is another game I love to target, the Bucks and the Suns. We have no Lillard and no Portis for the Bucks, so that's a boost to Giannis, obviously, and some of these other guys in the starting lineup. And then for the Suns, no Bradley Beal still, so that boosts actually a couple guys over on the Suns too that I really like a lot, including one play that we've been cashing in on for these last couple of weeks that I'll touch on here in a minute. Last game of the night, Celtics and Kings. Pretty much every star is questionable in this game, so I'm just going to wait and see on who's available. So next, we're going to head over to Outlier. This is the site I use for my research every single day. They pretty much have the most robust player profiles, and it's just the easiest time saver when it comes to researching my bets. But we're just going to go on the list of some of my plays here and touch on a few reasons behind them. So the first one is this Kobe White over 32.5 PRA. He has been on an absolute tear with Ball and Dosunmu out. So we'll filter for both of them out. On the season, 11 out of 12 games, he has gone over this 32.5 number, averaging 37.33 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists per game. And even the last game, he started out really slow, and he ended up with 41. He went off in the second half for us. He easily cashed that over. So I'm just going to keep riding it until it just stops cashing for us. I think we've been on it since around the March 10th here, so a nice run of 7 in a row since then with this Kobe White over. Next play, we're going to head over to the Bucks and the Suns game, and we're going to take a look at Tyus Jones over 3.5 assists, and we're also going to look at another Tyus Jones prop too, so I'll touch on both of them here really quick. In games without Bradley Beal, Tyus Jones has gone over 3.5 assists in 20 out of 23 games, and the second prop I also like for Tyus Jones is over 1.5 3-pointers made. This one's been the moneymaker, so without Beal, it's been 18 out of 23 games, right? That doesn't look too amazing. It looks pretty good. But if you filter for home games, he's gone over in each out of his last 13 home games without Bradley Beal, averaging 3.31 3-pointers per game. This line really should be 2.5, even pushing upwards of 3. And we're getting it at 1.5 at a near pick'em on PrizePicks, Underdog, and all the other sites. I'm assuming they think that he's going to have a little bit of a diminished role because he did only play about 25 minutes last game, but he made 4 3-pointers. The volume's still going to be there. He's still shooting 6 to 9 3-pointers per game. So this is a really good play that I want to be on tonight, and pretty much a lot of my slips is this Tyus Jones over 1.5 3-pointers made. The next prop I'm going to touch on here is in the same game. It is Royce O'Neal over 9.5 points and assists. I wouldn't combine both these, the Royce O'Neal and Tyus Jones props on the same slip. So if you are making multiple slips, I would have these players just separate, because I don't want to have an over on points on Royce O'Neal and also an over on 3-pointers for Tyus Jones. Only one person can shoot the ball at a time, so I'm only going to take one or the other on each slip, but I will have both of these in play. So games without Beal this season, he's gone over in 17 out of 23 games. His minutes have been pretty steady between the 21 and 26 mark recently. He had a couple boosted games here with 30 up to 35 minutes, but those were also with some other injuries. But for home games, he's also gone over in 11 out of 13 home games. You know, one of the unders, he only played 10 minutes. I'm assuming he was just hurt or a blowout or something. He just didn't have a big role in the game for some reason whatsoever. But, you know, this Royce O'Neal over 9.5 points and assists is a solid play tonight. And then I have one more play I want to touch on. It just kind of depends if he plays. But this Domantas Sabonis over 16 first half PRA, it's a pretty good prop. This is something that we were on way earlier in the season. We were actually betting it up to like 18.5 at one point. The reason why it's so low, he's been injured. He's probably projected to play limited minutes today. If you look at his last 10 games, since he's been back from injury, which has only been these last 2 games here, he played the 16 minutes, but then he got down to the 11 minutes or so. I think he plays closer to that 16 minutes again, you know, now that he's back from injury, depending on, you know, what happens, I guess. And the Celtics are a pretty tough matchup, but he's such a high usage guy that's just a play that I'm going to take anyways. If you ignore those couple situations with those minutes, he's gone over in 49 out of 58 games. And on the home games, it's been 24 out of 27. So this prop is normally only available on PrizePicks. Sometimes it's on FanDuel too. Underdog posts them later in the day. The first half props have been a moneymaker for us this entire season. So that's just a recap of the plays today. You know, I gave you guys 5 plays here. If you want to see the rest of my full card, sign up for my premium in the link below. And also join the free Discord server too. I am always giving away discounts and free trials to the premium as well. So if you want to reach out to me for a free trial, just send me a DM on Discord or even post a comment in this saying you want a free trial. And best luck on your plays tonight. Hopefully we could have another winning day for you all and keep cashing in on these slips.